Welcome to my interior design kids club. Over the last few weeks we have been making a little bed for our doll's house bedroom. So far we've made some pillows and we've made a little quilt, so cute, and then of course we've got the mattress and then the bed itself. So today I am going to show you how to make a quilt cover and some little pillowcases. Don't worry if you haven't got a sewing machine, because you can also make your quilt cover by hand. So here's one that I was working on this morning. Look at this fabric. Oh, that's lovely, isn't it? Really nice. And that's just a little slip cover, and that's all hand sewing. You see my little stitches, and remember we used the little stitches when we made the pillows and when we made our duvet, so you could refer back to that as well if you need a little help. Let me show you what that looks like. It's really quite lovely. Lovely. So the duvet just fits inside. Whoa. And then for this I'd probably put it lengthways, and then I'd probably just put a little slip stitch at the top, because look, because it's double-sided, you see. We could either do it that way or we could do it this way. I think I prefer the other way. And don't worry about the end, because I'm actually going to put some ribbons, some little ribbons on there as well, and then I can fasten it up. But if you want, you can make this permanent and slip stitch that. But I want to be able to change the duvet covers and have a different type of look in my doll's house. So I think that looks lovely, doesn't it? Ooh. Now, one thing to think about is then what do we do with the pillows? Making pillowcases, because I haven't got any more of this yellow fabric left. I'm just using scraps of material. So what I did find was this teal colour. Oh, look, similar kind of velvet. Look at them together. Look at the colours together. Oh, they look nice, don't they? And then maybe with this headboard. Remember we did headboards in a different lesson? That psychedelic headboard. Oh, that would be a really nice look for the bedroom. So the first thing is to make sure we've got enough fabric for the amount of pillows we want to make. So I want to make 2 of these for my 2 pillows. So if I fold the fabric in half, before I cut it, I can make sure that I've got enough fabric there with half of it to make my pillowcase, which I have. So that's great. So that means we can chop it in half. So this is the right side, the nice velvet, and this is the wrong side. This is the back of the fabric. So we're going to be working with the wrong side. So all the right side, that lovely fabric, we fold it in half. And that's because we're going to make like a little pocket for it to go in. So like we did with our quilt, remember? We've got this little pocket, and that's how you take the quilts in and out. So we're going to make something quite similar to that kind of style, but we're going to do it with hand stitching. So first of all, we need to make sure we've got some thread that's a similar colour. So I've got 2 blue threads. I've got this one, and then also I've got this one. So that's a lovely colour against it. However, if I put the thread on, can you see? You can see the thread. So sometimes it's actually better to go darker. If we use this thread, see, oh, it's almost invisible. So that's going to look good. So it's better to use this darker thread. And get yourself a needle as well. So you need a needle, your thread, the fabric, your little pillow, and some scissors to cut with. So to make the pocket, I'm just going to put this around my pillow. So I've like sandwiched the pillow in the middle of it, and you can see that there's a little gap there. I want more of a gap. Just move it along a bit. Okay. There's my little sandwich, the pillow inside of it. And I'm going to sew one end, and then I'm going to sew the other end. And because this has already got the zigzag at the top, I don't need to finish that edge. I don't need to do any sewing there. So that's really good, isn't it? So I'm just going to sew the two ends, and then that will be my pillow made. So now I've got that size, so I'm going to put in a pin just in the fabric without going through my pillow, and then I can take my pillow out, and then I still know what size this needs to be. Just going to move the pin a little bit so the edges are together. So these edges, so it's nice and straight. So I'm just going to get my needle and do a tiny little running stitch down this edge, down that edge. Let me get some thread. There we go. You give it a little lick. If you wet it, it's easier to actually thread. I can't do that so far away. Thread through the needle. Tie a knot in the end. Remember, we did all these stitches when we made the quilt. So if you want any more detail on how to do hand stitching, then go over to that. We did all about tying knots in that lesson as well. There we go. Tiny little knot. So I'm going to do a tiny little running stitch. So we go in to the fabric. I'm just going to do oh, it's very thick fabric. Just do a couple of stitches on the end just to keep the knot in place. There we go. So a running stitch, we go from the front to the back. This fabric's so thick, I'm just going to have to do one bit at a time. From the front to the back. Oh, what's happening today? Add a little knot. Not good. So I'm holding it in place now, so I've taken the pin out, and I'm going to come back from the back to the front. There we go. Make our little running stitch, front to the back. the front and try and get a nice clean line and try and keep it quite close to the top as you're doing it. I'll do a few of these to show you what I mean. Oh, this fabric is so thick. Oh. Whoa. Now it might look a little messy on the inside, but it doesn't really matter. See, we've got that little running stitch there. The more you sew, the easier it will get, because you'll get used to. You get used to it, you build up your skills. I mean, when you first try something new, it can feel a bit daunting, can't it? It's like, oh no, what am I going to do? It's a bit like using a sewing machine. It's a bit overwhelming. But if you just practice, just keep having a go, more and more, you'll get better. There we go, just nearly finished, near the end. Here's my little running stitch all the way along. I'm just going to knot the end through your finger a couple of times. Knot that in and then just finish it off. There we go. Now that's moved a little bit, but it doesn't matter because I can just get my scissors, chop it straight. There we go. And that's nice and straight. Now we do the other side. Now before we do the other side, we need to know how long we need to do it. So where you're running stitches, that's put the end of your pillowcase, the end of your pillow, and then where the top's going to be, just put a little pin. There, so I know that's the width. Now you could have measured that, but I don't really want to be getting my tape measure out. Can't be bothered. It's really quick to do it like this. So that's a good enough measure. It works. So let's do a running stitch on the other end where that pin is. Make a knot in your thread. Go around a couple of times. Just want that a bit longer. There we go. Although it's thick fabric, it has got a lovely texture to it. So it's going to be lovely when it's done. And because it's such a thick fabric, we don't even need to iron it as well when we're finished, because it won't be creased. That's it. Just going to finish this off, do a little knot. There we go, finish that off. And if you get these little knots in your thread, and just pull on it carefully and then it should just come apart quite easily. There we go. That's one done. And get my scissors and chop off the excess material. Turn it inside out. Oh, it's so nice. It's so nice. And then, because we've got this little pocket, we can slip our little pillow into the pillowcase. And then make sure your pillow is nice and straight in there. Oh, cute. How cute is that pillow? This is the quilt cover that it's going to go with. Oh, cute. So nice. Oops. So we just need to make another one of those. Where's the fabric gone? There it is. Can you remember how we did it? Now this one's got a sticker on it. You need to try and get the sticker off. That's come away really easily, but if the sticker doesn't come away easily, then just keep it on the fabric, because sometimes if you take it off, you can see marks on the other side. So sometimes it doesn't come away quite so nicely, then just keep it where it is. So right side face up, pillow in the middle, flip over your pillow. So now we see the wrong side. Put in a pin, take out the pillow, make sure it's straight. There we go. I'll do the other side. Put a pin in. Right, so then to do our running stitch again. Make sure you've got enough thread. If you haven't, then just get some more. Cut some more off. Tie a knot in the bottom. Put your needle in. Be very careful when you get to the end, the knot doesn't come through. And then tie this a few times, and then start your running stitch through to one side, back to the other. Nice small stitches, and then you won't have any holes in your seams. Make it look professional. I'm going to take my pin out and hold it in place. Oh, such thick fabric. So I'm using a different colour. So I'm using this teal for the pillows, and then I've used the yellow for the quilt cover, and that's because I didn't have any yellow left. So it's quite nice really the way that it's worked out, having a different colour, because it's made me look for something else, something different, something original. And I'm making lots of different styles of quilt covers to show you different techniques, and also because I want to then be able to create different photos of my doll's house and then put them on Instagram. So make it Insta worthy. Got lots of different looks, so I don't have to have the same look, the same style. I'm using a similar colour scheme. I don't even remember. I'm going for a blue, yellow and green colour scheme, which is why when I saw this yellow fabric I thought, oh, very nice. That goes with my colour scheme. Just tie a little knot. So make sure any colours you choose, any fabrics, go with the style and your colour scheme for your bedroom. Okay, so I've done that side, my little running stitch, and then to work out where the length needs to be, so I put the end of the pillow onto the running stitch, and then I can put my pin in the top where it needs to be. See, so my pin was up there, but now I need to move it down there. And then I can just do a running stitch just slightly above that line. And then that will be it. We'll have 2 pillowcases. Finish it off. Cut off the excess material. Oh, okay. Turn it the right way around. Get the pillow, put the pillow in. Exciting bit. Make sure it's straight. There, 2 pillows and a quilt cover. To complete the set, I've also made a tiny little white pillow as well to go with it. So let's have a look at it in the doll's house. So cute. Let me put this in. Oops, the pillows are falling down. Pop the pillows up. One's inside out. Cute. Cute through the window, look. Whoa. Now I can have it without the headboard and change the wallpaper. Let me get some of the different wallpapers to show you. Shall we change it to this one? So we don't necessarily need a headboard with this one because the wallpaper gives enough feature. See how we can start to change it around and change things about. This is the easiest way to make your quilt cover, just using this envelope method. But if you want to try something more difficult, then have a go maybe with this. You can either hand sew it, do it with a machine. Again, it's the simple pocket method, but we've done a bit of patchwork on the front. So different ways there of making your doll's house quilt cover, and they will look absolutely gorgeous.